Hi guys, it's Crystal, and I'm back with another video. This video is about Show Me the Money 9, so I want to get into how I felt about the show pre-season. The way I felt about the show was basically that I wasn't excited or hyped whatsoever. I think it's just because the show was getting repetitive to me. There's not that many new ideas and things going on. For example, when the producers came out, it was pretty much all repeats besides just this. So I feel like the Korean hip hop scene is pretty big now, so they definitely have more people to recruit from, or at least not recruit the same people for like 4 or 5 seasons in a row. It feels like Palo Alto has been on like 5 seasons in a row. He hasn't, but it feels like it. Um, yeah, so that's that. I really am happy that Justice is there though, because I wanted to see more of him as like a person and a artist. Also, dynamic duo as well. Back when they were on Show Me the Money 6, they actually did a lot of great songs that I really, really liked. So I hope they bring that same energy to this season. Other than that, I don't really have any personal issues with the producers. It's just I want to see new ones. And in addition to that, I just kind of hope they try to make new and more exciting challenges because I feel like everybody just knows what to expect. It's like, oh, okay, round one, round two, round three, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. So it's just like everybody's too prepared. And that's a problem. You should probably be, it's a competition. So you should probably be keeping these people on their toes a little bit. I know it's already nerve wracking to audition in front of all of Korea and all of the international fans who watch, as well as all of these famous rappers and producers that you look up to. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Next, I'm just gonna talk about why I'm even watching the show then. I just, we're in quarantine. What else am I gonna do? I'm going to school, recording YouTube videos, working out, and just hanging out and writing out the coronavirus. So, yeah, I'm just going to watch it anyway because people also wanted to know my opinions on it. And I think it might be good that I'm not going in with no expectations or excitement because then it might pleasantly surprise me, and that would be really good. So, maybe it's not so bad after all. So, the next thing I want to get into is just contestants, because that's what Ep.1 is. It's just a long stream of contestants rapping. So, that's what I'm going to do. I just want you guys to be on the same page as me. So, when I mention some of these people later on in the season, you guys will know who I'm talking about and kind of how I've always been feeling about them since seeing them on the first episode. So, here we go. The first one is Kundi Panda. I'm really glad he's on this show, and I'm glad he got judged by Justice because I think of them similarly a lot, especially regarding the way that international Korean hip hop fans react to them. So I think it would be super interesting to see how they interact, and I hope they end up on the same team so they can do a song and things like that. Because I think they would come up with some really cool ideas, and we would really enjoy that song. So there's that. Next, this season kind of had quite a few idol rappers. The past few seasons haven't really been giving a spotlight to idol rappers that much. So it seems like no idol rappers even got on, but they definitely did try out and they definitely, or at least attempted. There's a specific idol rapper that I know of who missed his audition, so he never even tried out. Um, yeah, but anyway, back to the point. There was three in particular idol rappers that they focused on. One of them was Changbin from Stray Kids. And if you guys don't know about K-pop, Stray Kids is a very popular K-pop group right now. I don't know anything else about them, but I do know that I've heard their name a lot. So there was some hype around him. Obviously, his fans wanted to see him on the show, but I've got to say that when I saw him, I was actually disappointed. He wasn't really that good. He was okay, but it showed me the money. You can't just be okay. You have amazing rappers coming on this show. So the fact that he got passed, I was just kind of like, eh. I actually think the rapper from Dustin, unfortunately, I cannot remember his name at this point, but he's from Dustin. They just debuted in 2020. I think he was equal, if not better than Changbin, so I think he should have got passed instead. But I understand why he didn't, because it's two different judges, so they have different criteria and what they're looking for, and just a plain old difference of opinion. So Changbin got on and the guy from Dustin didn't. But I will keep watching out for Changbin and see what he's gonna do. Even some contestants on the show had some things to say about idol rappers. For example, Kundi Panda was like, well, most of them aren't that good. That's the truth. It is what it is. There's only a handful who are really good. And another contestant was like, a lot of them have ghostwriters. And another contestant said, well, why can't you do hip hop on your own? I think those are valid opinions as well, specifically the ghostwriting one, not necessarily like the doing it on your own thing, because so many people on the show are signed to labels, so they're technically not doing it on their own either. But as for the ghostwriting thing, a lot of K-hip-hop artists actually write verses for famous idol rappers. So, just imagine you're backstage and you've written for idol rappers before, and you're sitting there and you over the TV you hear somebody rapping a verse that you wrote. It's like it's kind of awkward, because who doesn't wish that they could go on the show and somebody else would write their raps for them, because then half the battle is already done. I'm not saying that these idol rappers don't write for themselves. I'm gonna assume that they probably do, at least Changbin maybe. But that's a thing that people are gonna worry about. Like, do you actually write your own stuff, or do you have a ghostwriter? Even some of top rappers like Drake have a ghostwriter, so you're gonna look differently at somebody who's an idol. Anyway, that's enough of that topic. I just wanted to get that out there because I know there's some people who are watching this season specifically for probably Changbin. So yeah, I just wanted to bring up idol rappers. So the next few contestants I'm going to talk about, it's going to be very short because they didn't get that much screen time, but I just wanted to make sure that they're mentioned. HS, he's back on the show. He did very well in his audition, so that's great. Keep looking forward to him. Next is Chamaine. If you guys remember him from Show Me the Money 3, he's back, and he's been a good contestant, so I just hope he goes even farther with that and does better this season. Next is Owen Overdosed. I know he's very controversial. Half of you guys hate him, half of you guys love him. It is what it is. I'm just going to stick completely to his rapping. And his audition was good. He definitely deserved to pass just based on rapping. So that is what it is. All of you people who love him, I'm sure you'll be happy. But all of you people who hate him, it is what it is. I don't consider him to be a contender for the win at this point because some people are just there's two in particular who are just amazing, but I'll get back to that later. So the next contestant I want to talk about is Yuja. If you remember her from Show Me the Money 8, she had like the sing-song style, but unfortunately she apparently got a lot of negative comments about that, including some of the contestants on Show Me the Money. When they were being interviewed, they were saying like, oh, they don't really like the sing-song style, it's not really hip-hop, blah blah blah. I don't think that criticism is valid because a lot of them probably listen to Drake, and he's very widely known as being a hip-hop artist, and he's the one who kind of put the sing-song style on the map, at least in the 2010s. There was other people before him, but anyway, that's a whole other video. Anyway, yeah, so I don't think that criticism is valid whatsoever, but it's their opinion, so I don't take it personally or anything like that, obviously. However, since Show Me the Money 8, some of you guys probably knew that Yuja had been kind of laying low and we hadn't heard like anything about her, at least I hadn't. So part of that was because she didn't like the negative comments that she was seeing on the internet. And I understand that as well because there's a lot of people on the internet who, instead of giving you constructive criticism, which most people will probably welcome if you say it politely, a lot of people on the internet will just say really rude, mean, negative things that are unnecessary to say or type. So I understand why she didn't, she just wanted to lay low a bit. Anyway, but on to her actual audition. Unfortunately, she did not pass on to the next round. And I agree with that decision because when she was doing her audition, she didn't really do her best. I don't think it was kind of weak. And yeah, so I agree with that decision. However, I hope she continues to make music. I hope she doesn't let the negativity of the internet get to her because I feel like she's really talented and creative and she would have a lot to offer to music. And in addition to that, I think even if she doesn't want to do music full time, I think it would be cool if she could do like put out some songs here and there, but then still have her day job. I don't know if she has a day job or if she's been just trying to make it as a rapper this whole time, but that's a possibility. But if she doesn't, then I wish her the best as well. I just wanted to give her that little shout out in this video because she's a contestant that I really liked in the past. So good luck. After that, there's another contestant that I really like and who I've been watching for quite a while. That's Chillin' Homie. We first saw him on Show Me the Money 7, and he's been on every season since then. So, as far as his audition, he did very good as expected. I wouldn't expect anything less, so he passed. But he does definitely need to work on versatility. He kind of does the same style of rap and style of verse every time we see him. So, I think he just needs to work on that. But luckily, we have a lot of producers, so I think they'll be able to bring the versatility and different sides out of him. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. I really hope he makes it to the further rounds. I think he will, so we'll just have to wait and see. Next was a brand new contestant. His name is John Hyunjae. His style is what caught my ear. So, yeah, I definitely think he can probably do some things with certain producers. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see which team he goes to because I think some interesting things can be done with him. Next is Crucial Star, and Zion T judged him, which is interesting because they're actually really close friends, like Zion T said during the episode. Unfortunately, Crucial Star did not get past. He did good, but I understand why he didn't get past. Like Zion T said, on the show, you want to see new things from the contestants. And since Crucial Star has been around so long and he's been on other past seasons of Show Me the Money and he's never really done well, it's just time for him to switch it up a little bit and show different sides. But I think if he would ever show a different side, like if he came on Show Me the Money 10 or something, and he showed something different, he would kill it and people would love it. But on to another contestant, and this is one of my favorite contestants, so I'm excited. This is Ornstein. I never heard of him. Apparently, he signed to Mommy Son's label, but I don't really keep up with Mommy Son and all that. So when I heard about Ornstein, the episode 1 is the first time. I just, I don't know. I like his vibe. Like he gives me a Nook Saul type of vibe. He has the long hair and he kind of has the vocal projection like Nook Saul is known for. But they're still completely different in a way because Weinstein has like this jazzy R&B-ish type style in a way, but Nook Saul has like purely boom bap for the most part. So that's interesting. Anyway, I think Weinstein is probably a contender for the win. I know he's going to make it super far unless something crazy happens. And I also know that he's probably going to be in the finals. So, yeah, I know it's too early to say, but I have a good feeling about this contestant. That brings me to another one of my favorite contestants who I think is probably going to make it to the finals, if not win the whole thing. I think it might be him and Weinstein at the end. Uh, we'll see if my opinion changes throughout the show. But anyway, this contestant is Lil Boy. And I think that he just kind of blew the competition out of the water. He was the best contestant to me. And he just showed how good he really was. Like, he had so much rhythm in his rap, and that's another thing Weinstein had as well. He just had so much rhythm in his rap, and I just think so many people sounded weird because it was a cappella, and I was just like, okay, where are you going with this? Like, I don't understand what beat or rhythm you're trying to portray to us, so it just sounds kind of weird. Um, yeah, but he had that, and I think if that many contestants struggled with sounding good, then and they're professionals, by the way. So if that many people struggled with it, then that just shows that he's on another level because he was able to do it better than all the other professionals on the show. So that's just the caliber of artist that he is. In addition to that, he's so underrated, and I just think he's a musical genius. I'm not even kidding. The Geeks album that came out in 2017 called Fireworks, it's this one right here. Please go listen. If you don't know about Lil Boy, just go listen to this album, and I think you guys are really gonna like it. He's so underrated, so please just catch up on him and get hype about him, show him love, all of that. Um, yeah, this is like the best album of 2017 for K-hip-hop, but also the one of the best of all time to me. Whoa. Anyway, look out for Little Boy. He's gonna go far. I really think he might win it. Next is An Byung-un, and it's funny because Lil Boy and An Byung-un, they're being compared a lot because they have the similar voices, but their styles are completely different. An Byung-un does more like a boom bap, and then Geek's Little Boy, he does kind of like R&B, kind of jazzy. He does a lot of styles, but yeah. Anyway, I just think it's sad that they're both on the same season though, because when two contestants are really similar, it's gonna come a time where they have to face each other, and that's probably gonna happen really early on. So one of the contestants are probably gonna go home really early. There can only be one, I guess. But it is what it is. I just want to see An Byung. I think he'll do good. Hopefully, they both make it really far before they have to face each other. So yeah, that's that. He also had a really good rhythm as well. So that's one more comparison to Little Boy. It's a compliment though. I think An Byung actually likes it because he likes Little Boy. I think that's a mutual thing. So, oh, they should do a song together. I hope they, man, that'd be dope to see them do a song together. Anyway, the next thing that I noticed was Gary Boy was coming up and he was going to start doing his judging. And I was really nervous for that because he has weird, eccentric taste. So I knew that some weird contestant was going to get on. And the first person he lets on the show was Sky Minhyuk. So I was correct. And yeah, just watch the show if you can. Sky Minhyuk, I just think he's kind of weird too. So I'm not surprised Gary Boy was the one who passed him. Next is vice versa. He's getting a lot of hype from the other contestants, but I wasn't too interested in him. Yeah, I just didn't see it for him. But again, maybe it's just something lost in translation, because native Korean speakers, native English speakers, like we can't, like stuff gets lost in translation. So that might be it. But regardless, I think that Gary Boy will probably take vice versa and polish him up a little bit. I think that more than likely vice versa is going to end up on Gary Boy's team just because they match in that way. But we have to see. I really hope he goes to Gary Boy's team so we can see what they can do together. Next is D'Arc. He's back and he just is here to prove that he's better. And he is. He's just, somebody said that they felt that like he had a dark or depressed vibe, but I didn't see that. I kind of saw like more mature, just calm and focused. So I hope that's the case. He is that much better than he was. His voice is deeper as well, so he sounds a bit different. I would like to see him actually signed to Super B's label, Young and Rich Records, but obviously that's way after the show. Um, I don't know. I just think he's gonna make it really far. He's super talented for his age. Like I can't even believe it, how talented he is. Because if you look at the rest of the rappers who are like High School Rapper, the show, a lot of them don't do well on this show. And even on this season, most of them got eliminated. So that kind of shows how good D-Arc is for his age. But also that brings me to another person who's Webster B. He was the only high school rapper contestant that we saw get passed. So again, that just proves how good he is. And I'm just glad he came back on the show because he's not that popular. So I think this is good to get more exposure for him. So I hope people listen to him and watch out for him. This contestant is named Cow Guy, and I was really interested in him because he was talking about how he has like Korean nationalistic or well, maybe nationalistic isn't the right word, but Korean patriotic lyrics. One of his famous lyrics that he said on the show was, I've got a Korean flag on my back seat. So I don't know. I just never really heard someone with that much Korean patriotism in their lyrics. So I'd be interested in seeing what his content is going to be about throughout the show. I would be interested in listening to that. So yeah, I'm glad he passed. And again, I will be looking out for him to see what he offers us. Next, we got Matt Kid and Mac Daddy on the show. So naturally, it came down to people asking, are you guys actually related? And they confirmed that they are not related. So the mystery is solved. But I'm going to start with Mac Daddy because he went first on the episode. So he went first and he did very, very good, which I expected. I mean, honestly, I wasn't even really worried about his audition because I already knew what he was going to bring. I knew he was going to get passed. It was just like, okay, yeah, next, come on, next. So that brings me to Matt Kid. And basically, after seeing Mac Daddy perform, in addition to, like, I guess being in front of all the cameras and in front of Dynamic Duo, he kind of got shook and he was really nervous. You can tell he wasn't at his full potential of what he would usually do. He just let the nerves get to him. So what happened, Dynamic Duo was giving a lot of people second chances, and they gave Matt Kidd a second chance as well. And personally, I feel like he almost failed again, but he did one last thing okay at the end, and Dynamic Duo liked that. So he actually passed. He should have definitely failed, but I think Dynamic Duo saw the potential and that he just wasn't, his nerves were shot. So that's why. So even though he probably should have failed, I'm okay with him passing because I know he can do much better than that. Uh, yeah, my notes are in my phone, guys. See, you guys can't really see, but yeah, see all those words? I wanted this video to be like 15 minutes, but I think it's going to be closer to 30 or 45. Anyway, back to the point. They started showing eccentric characters, you know, the people who come dressed up in like costumes and things like that. So they started showing that version of people. Um, I was just hoping they didn't pass Jiho Givenchy this year. We don't know if he passed. We didn't see his audition, so we don't know if he passed or failed. But I hope he failed because I just cannot deal with that energy this year. Yeah, it's too much. It's too extra. But anyway, so the first contestant that was eccentric that we saw pass was Mush Venom, who to me is like the honorary Show Me the Money 8 winner because he beat Punchnello fair and square in the 1 versus 1. So anyway, he showed up, thank God. He's amazing. Obviously, he beat Punchnello, but I think he's the perfect example of like eccentricity because I feel like a lot of those contestants do that dramatic stuff just to get on the show and to, you know, try to cover up that maybe they're not actually that good at rapping. But eccentricity shouldn't be like a substitute for actual skill and talent. So Mush Venom has both the creativity, eccentricity, as well as talent. So he just, it's good to see him. And, you know, he's going to do great throughout the show. I also hope that he goes to Gary Boy's team because he's a weirdo too. So, you know, they'll match well and they'll make good songs. The next two contestants I want to talk about together, kinda. That's Jupiter and 365 Lit. By the way, his name is actually Samugol Lit. So it's the Sino-Korean letters. I know all of us native English speakers are going to be like, oh, 365, 365, 365 lit. No, just here it is. This is how you pronounce it. Samyugol. Um, Not the best accent, but close enough. Yeah. So it's kind of a weird name because it has a Sino-Korean numbers, but then an African-American vernacular English term in one name. Anyway, the point was Samyugol was really good. Um, and I just want to see him and Jupiter work together because they're both really talented. And I think it would be good to see them kind of do a song together. And because, you know, they know each other so well because they grew up together. So they probably know how to complement each other well. So I think it would be a nice little thing to see on Show Me the Money. the brother duo doing their thing. Anyway, finally, the main event. This is probably what you guys have been waiting for me to finally hurry up and get to. So it's here, and that's Cox Billy and Swings. Now, I wasn't even aware that they had this deep of a beef. I thought Cox Billy had just like dissed Gary Boy, and then that was kind of the end of it. I kind of just stopped paying attention because I follow Jaekyun, but I don't follow the Cox Billy account. So I didn't really see it that much, even though I have Jaekyun, which Cox Billy is the alter ego of Jaekyun. Um, Even though I follow him, I almost never see his posts on Instagram. So I don't know if it was going on that Instagram or the one that I don't follow. But anyway, a bunch of stuff happened. Um, so much stuff happened with Lil Tai Chi and Justice and a whole bunch of IMJM WDP people. So that's serious because I've noticed that IMJM WDP don't really interfere with each other's drama. It's usually like, okay, that's your thing. So when I found out that all of them were involved, I was like, oh, okay, like they're really taking him serious. They really don't like him. I can't, unfortunately, in this video get too deep into that. I'm sure you guys can find, I found out about it on the Reddit, the KhipHop Reddit. So maybe go look that whole thing up if you want more information. Anyway, it seems like Swings is really upset with him, and I understand why. Because back on Show Me the Money 2, back on that season, Jaekyun and Swings were actually on the same season together. So I'm sure like they were probably cool. So I would understand why Swings would be extra annoyed because it's like, dang, we were cool all these years and now we're not. Like, what happened? Now you're dissing me. So that's probably an additional part to it. But yeah, anyway, I will say that Cox Billy did really good in his audition. He passed. He just had a lot of confidence, obviously. I think he was really confident and really brave because most people would never like get in Swing's face like that. A lot of people like respect Swings, but you can tell part of that respect is actually fear. So to see someone like not be scared to like get in his face and not be pushed around by him or try to act different when they see him in person, I thought that was really cool and I give him props and respect for that. Swings actually kind of forgot his lyrics. Cox Billy didn't, so that kind of made him look bad, but we'll have to wait to the second episode to see how that plays out. I haven't seen it yet. At this point, it's Wednesday, and on Friday, the third episode is coming out. So I had to watch the second episode already to see what happens. And then I'll get back to you guys. But overall, just to wrap up this video, my opinion after watching this first episode is I'm still not too convinced of this season. I mean, I'm happy for Lil Boy, Mac Daddy, Weinstein, all of the super good contestants that I mentioned. But yeah, my expectations are still low. But like I said, that could be a positive thing going forward because I could be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. Thank you guys for watching this. And please stay tuned for the other episodes in this series. I will also be releasing videos that don't have anything to do with Show Me the Money. So watch out for those as well. And just like, subscribe, comment below, whatever you guys want to do. If you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. So please come hang out and watch me give my unsolicited opinions. So bye. See you in the next one.